Hi, Joan. We are live. Gonna give it a couple of minutes and let some people get in here. I'm a couple minutes early. Make sure I've got it posted everywhere. Good evening, Sue. I hope everybody's having a great week. Okay, let's see one more. Hi, Dawn. Hey, Mary Lou. It's good to be back, too. Sure is. Hi, Dolores. There's Brenda. We've got let me make sure everything posted like it was supposed to, and then we'll get started. Give everybody a minute to get in. They probably just got notifications. My hand is better. The steroid shots worked wonders. I'm still trying not to overdo it. Hi, Rocky. Supposed to be doing physical therapy, but my insurance company is wanting to tell my ortho doctor that before they will approve it, that I need to go to a general practice doctor and let them tell me to tell my ortho doctor to write a prescription for my physical therapy and charge me $200 to do that when he's already done it. So we're still going around and around with that. But meantime, I went online and looked up the exercises, and I'm just doing them myself. So we'll go from there. All right, let's play the intro, and I'm going to get started. Yes, thank everybody for joining me today. I greatly appreciate all you guys. Hi, Bobby. Don't forget to visit my link tree. The links are down below along with the Cricut links, but your Cricut links can be found there too. Any products that I use, I recommend product that I use, guys. If I don't use it, I don't recommend it. So in my link tree, if you find a product there or a company there, I have dealt with them and I do use them. So just so that you know that I'm not just putting random links in there. I do use all of those companies at one time or another, and some I use more frequent than others. So there is a whole list there, and my link tree link is in the description below, but I will put it here for you as well. And you will find everything that I use, there will be a link for. I will tell you who it is. They're in alphabetical order. Everything's in one place. So you only have to go to one place and you can find the link that you need. Hi, Diana. Yeah, it's better. I'm still taking it easy because like the steroid injections, they will make it better, but the issue is still there. So I just do what I can each day, and I had a really good day yesterday, so I took advantage of it. This whole week has been good, so I've been making and making. I missed making. As you can see right here, I made several of these. This file took me a couple of days though, working on it, and then I made several cards. I'll show you guys here in just a minute. But before I get over there, I'll just go ahead and show you guys these. This one was yesterday. This is the Easter card I did, and I did it with debossing and foiling. It says Happy Easter on the inside. I foiled that as well. But on the front, it has where you can roll the stone away, and when you roll the stone away, it says, He is not here, for He is risen. So I did that one for Easter card for this year. I try to do a really nice Easter card every year, and I did an envelope to go with that, and I also foiled it. So that's the Easter card for 2023. Hi, Marianne. And hi, Mama Bear. And then I did the Happy Birthday, the piñata card. This was, oh shoot, I put it in the description. Lost in Paper. I think that was it. Lost in Paper inspired. Mine's a little different than theirs, but I was out of the sleeves, or actually they got lost in the flood, so I ordered some more. They're on their way. But they have these little plastic sleeves where you can turn any card into a shaker pouch. And I didn't have it, so I used a piece of acetate, and I set this file up for you guys in case you didn't have the pouches. So lots of fun, easy. It's got the little bat in there for the shaker. It says Happy Birthday. My sequins had a lot of static. I didn't put my static bag on my acetate, which I should have. But it says Happy Birthday. Super fun, cute card. And says Let's Get Smashed on the inside. So lots of fun on that one. Then I did this one, You're Totally Awesome. And I used the warp tool on this one. And I just did Father's Day on this, but you can do birthday. You can make, this is just a masculine type card that you can use for several different occasions. I put him on a wobble. You can get those wobbles at Michael's, scrapbook.com, Amazon, Hobby Lobby. This is the large 1.5 inch. I think it's a 1 1/4 by 1.5 actually. But that's the one I used on this. The big guys, here they are. The papery. So I think these came from Hobby Lobby. This looks like a Hobby Lobby package. Yep, it says Hobby Lobby on the back. So these actually came from Hobby Lobby. So lots of fun on that. But speaking of the warp tool, I used the warp tool on this one. There's been some updates to it. So if you're on the beta version of Design Space, you got that update supposedly today. So let's just take a look real quick and what has changed. It is still an Access subscriber tool, and it will tell you, you can check it out. You must have Cricut Access in order to be able to cut a file that used the warp tool. So if you're getting that card that I just showed you and you want to make it, in order to cut it, you will need to be an Access subscriber because I did use the warp tool. Or you can take that out and put your own sentiment on the card. I find you're a horde of yeah, if it's wobble worthy, right? I do too. Marianne, I basically, sometimes I'll be making a card and then I'm like, that would be really cute on a wobble. But most of the time, I design for a wobble. If I want to do a wobbly card, I just start from scratch and make a design for it. But yeah, sometimes I'm like putting a card together and I'm like, should I wobble that? Should I not? But lots of stuff in here, and it doesn't matter. You can play with this tool, guys, even if you don't have access. You can go in and you can play with it. They just want you to know, they don't want you spending hours creating a file and then go to find out you can't cut it because you don't have access. So that's why this notation is in here. So we're going to check it out, and you see all of the same tools that were in here before. You have the 24 different designs that you can warp with, okay? Lots of designs, but you now have this slider. Also, your box now is movable, just like your text tool with the text. You can move this out of your way so that you can work with it. So lots of things that you can do. You can still line space and all of that good stuff after you've warped it, or do your letter space. You can do that. The only things, remember, you can't do are the weld unites. You can't do all of those tools because it will automatically weld if letters are touching. It will auto do that for you. So you don't really need those tools. Hi, Gail. But those are the changes to, oops, you can do an offset, but those are the changes to the warp tool. Just got a couple of updates. Like I said, you can now move the box around your canvas so that you can still work and see it, and you have the adjust. And that adjust is going to help you decide if you want more curve or less curve in your design. So lots of things that you can use that for. You can decide if you want more or less. So go in there and play around with that slider and have fun with it. Have fun creating. You didn't try the current version today. This is still only in beta. I do not have a date of when it's going to go into the live version. The only way that you're going to see the warp tool at all is if you're using the beta version. If you don't know how to get there, the 3 lines at the top left, you're going to click on that. You're going to go down to your settings, and right here you're going to go into your application experience. I'm in beta, and you can click on live and go back to the live at any time, or if you're in live, you can click beta. It's just going to shut your design space down and then open it back up. I encourage you to save your project before you do it, but it supposedly, and I haven't had any problem, it has saved mine and opened them back up, but because it is in beta, I would make sure that I'm saving before I do the switch. Okay? Diana, I think some of those little buggy things are coming from the beta, because the beta is now in a it's had 2 or 3 updates, and there might be a couple of glitches that it's causing getting from one to the other, but I haven't noticed anything really bad, except when mine did an update in beta while I was in beta, it didn't want to open back up. I simply just uninstalled the whole thing and installed it again. After I emptied my trash, I rebooted, and then I've come back in and did a fresh reinstall, and I haven't had a problem since. So if you're having an issue, because it happens, sometimes when they give us an update, it can cause things to go awry somewhere else within the program. So if you're having an issue, what I do is I completely uninstall Design Space. I delete my cache. And if you need the link for clearing your cache, we can give that to you. But I simply clear the cache, put it in the trash, delete the application. I put it in the trash. I empty the trash. Once the trash has been emptied, I reboot my computer. Then I come back in, and then I go to design.cricut.com and get the new version. I don't do any getting the new copy until I've done all of that, so that it has a fresh install and it doesn't pick up a bug from the old one that was having the problem, if that makes any sense. Because it can pick up a residue of the other if you don't get rid of it completely. So if you do all the trash thing, yeah, it takes a couple of extra minutes, but it's totally worth it. I did it, and I haven't had any issues since I did it. So, and my print and cut has been beautiful. I've been print and cutting out of beta, and I haven't had any problems at all. I don't know when Offset is going to be off beta. They're still working on it to perfect it a little bit more. So, I mean, it doesn't bother me that that says beta right there on the offset because it works fairly well. I guess they're just keeping it in beta while they're doing all of these updates. Just in case they run into anything, they like to get rid of all the bugs before they take it out of there. Yes, Marianne, thank you for posting that link. Clearing that cache is very important if you're having a design space issue, guys. It's super important. Your computer's like a big file cabinet, okay? And you have all of these little folders in there, and all of the folders that you use the most often are at the front of that file cabinet. And once it gets full, that file drawer gets full, your file cabinet, if you're not using the bottom 3 drawers or the bottom 2 drawers, can get tipsy. It can get top heavy. And so getting rid of all of those files that you don't really need, you're not really getting rid of them, you're just clearing the cache so that it doesn't load as fast or that it loads faster. It's going to clear out all of that stuff where you've been searching, and it's going to be able to search faster because you got rid of all of the gunk. Okay, so you know you need to treat it like a file cabinet. You're not going to put everything in the top drawer and never clean it out. You have to clean it out every now and again, right? So that's the reason for clearing your cache. You need to get rid of all of the piles of clutter. Hey, Ann. So tonight we're going to put together our iris candy holders. Now I do have another set for patrons, and I'm going to put one of them together from each file. Right here in the file, I have a link to this. This is Louisa's bunny dome, and she did the one bunny and I did the other, and this is her dome. So she was kind enough to share that file with us, and thank you, Louise, for that. I greatly appreciate it. And that's in case you don't have any of the domes that I'm using tonight. There is another version so that you can make your own. So this is the one that I shared publicly, and then I have this one that has the other 2 in it that is for my patrons only. And I'm going to put one together from one and one together from the other, so that because they do go, the mechanism goes together exactly the same, but the images go together a little different. Okay, so that's what we're going to work on. And let me just replace. In the file, when you open it up, when you scroll right here, it's going to take that a second. I put this as a guide so that you guys could come in here and double click it and copy her link to get that dome. That dome is not in your file. It is in Louisa's file, but there is a link to her file, and you can save that so that you will have it. Okay? And the front for this bunny and the front for this bunny is in there with her dome. Hey, Colleen. We haven't started making the project yet. We've just been talking about Design Space and the new warp tool and some of the updates they did to that. So, all right, so let's go to the overhead and take a look at these. Now, these are the ones that are public, these 2 here. And the one that I'm doing tonight is going to be using Louisa's dome on it so that you know how that one goes together. So I did cut the hexagon out of that one instead of the round, and we're going to use that dome with hers. But these are lots of fun. You're just going to open them up, and then they can dump the candies out. They can be refilled. They can be reused. If you sell on Etsy or you sell in a shop, something like that, you can sell these without candies. Let them put their own candies in because they're reusable and they don't get ripped up when you open them. You just don't want to open them like this. You do want to flip it over to open them, because if you don't, you're going to dump candy out on the table. Okay? Just so you know. But lots of fun. And then I have this one and this one, the pocket one, and the little one. These are just a little bit shorter than the others, so you can get a little bit more out of the paper on these. And this was my mock-up, and I've kept this one out for a reason. This one doesn't open as smoothly. you can see I'm having a little bit of trouble getting that one open, and I'm going to show you why. And so the instructions that I give you are very important so that you don't run into this problem. Right? Right, Diana? Well, you could put some sugar-free candies in it. So I have all of my pieces here, and I'm just going to start with this one, which is this bunny here. We're going to start with it. You've got 6 of these pieces. You've got 1 of these. You've got 2 of these. 2 of these and 1 of these. Okay? And if you want to cut this piece from craft board, white craft board or whatever craft board that you're using, I just did it to match my bunny so it didn't show up as bad. But if you want to do that, then you can, and you want to cut this from a heavier material or 110 cardstock, then you will only need 1 of these, okay? The reason I have 2 is for regular cardstock, and you need 2 of them to make it sturdy. So that's where you're going to start. We're just going to put our glue on the top of one with your arrow pointing down to the right. That's your top. We're just going to glue this up. We're going to bring this one in and place it right on top, and we're going to line them up. And I just line up the handle and everything else kind of falls into place. But you want to make sure that you get that good and even. It does matter. It will matter greatly. You need it to be perfectly aligned for these holes. Okay? So once you have that done, you're going to take these 6 pieces and you're going to pull out those little notches. Okay? You're going to just fold them out. All the tails go to the top. This is really super easy once you've done a couple of them. It's the same that we do for like the iris cards. I think I did a bee card last year. So that bee card had 3 of these little pieces, and this one just has 6 because it needs to be sturdier. Doing 6, 3 was too flimsy, so I went with the 6 like everybody else was doing. I tried the 3. I wasn't happy with it, so I changed it up to a 6. So now you're going to take this piece and you're going to take these pieces. We're just going to start. It doesn't really matter where you start, but you're just going to start and put one in and flatten out those 2 pieces. Okay? And you're just going to go to the next one. You're just going to flatten that out. Okay? I just leave them up and then we'll line them up when we're done. Just going to open them up in the back. That's all I'm doing. They need to be able to move. All 6. All right, and once you have all 6 of them, now you want to bring them in, keeping them on top of each other. And then this last one, the first one that we started with, will be on the top. So you don't want them hanging up. You just want to bring them in, okay? It's going to look like this. Kind of hard to show this piece, but you just got, this is the one we started with, and it's on top of the second one. The second one is on top of the third one. Third is on top of the fourth. Fourth is on top of the fifth, and the sixth, and the sixth is on top of the first one. You just want them to be able to freely move, okay? And you can just open it back up. And then you're going to take this piece, okay? And then this piece is going to go on, and it doesn't really matter much, but I like to use this because this gives me a stop And you'll see what I mean. This creates a stop if we put it right here. So I'm just going to take that first one, and we're just going to put that through the hole, okay? And I'm just going to lift it up. Now I'm going to move to the second one, and I'm just feeding those little tails right through, okay? Just like that, kind of creating a spiral. And you're just going to go in order. Trust me, if you don't get this in order, it will not move, it will not open, and you can just pull them back out and do it again. Because nothing is glued here, nothing is adhered, so if you mess up, not a big deal. You can just undo them and bring them back out. Okay, so now I've got all 6 of those threaded through, and that's what I said. It kind of makes a spiral going around. And you can double check it right here. If it closes when you hold this tail and this one and pull it, and if it closes, you've got it right. If it hangs up, something's wrong. Just redo it. Okay? Super easy, super simple to put together. And I'm just making sure that my circle is set right here. And the reason you don't want to put this piece on before you've threaded that is because when you're threading them, if you accidentally pull this through, you will not be able to get back over here to pull it back through. So this needs to be set up before you do any gluing, okay? So with it flipped over, and be very careful with your glue. It just needs very little. You don't need a lot of glue here, okay? Don't need a lot of glue. And we're just going to go in between each one. I'm just doing a little line of glue in between each one of these, okay? And then I am going to glue this tab down here so that I get a good secure fit there. You don't want any glue to interfere with these pieces. They have to be able to spin, okay? And I'm going to do one in pink too so that you can see how it goes. The white I know can be hard to see sometimes, but the pink one is going to help you guys out. Just again, line up this piece on your handle. Make sure that it's really good and lined up, and then you can just press this one around. Just give it a second to dry. All right, and then you're going to flip it over while that's drying, and you're going to take these tabs and you're just going to fold them over. Okay, just fold them. They don't have to, it doesn't matter. They don't need a score. They're going to fold just where they need to fold. So you're just going to fold each one of them just like so. And you can do this open or closed at this point. This is totally up to you if you want it to be closed or you want it to be open. Doesn't matter. Whatever's easier for you. And we're going to take our glue and same thing. We're just going to put just a teeny tiny line of glue in between. We don't want that glue to get anywhere near the edges of these tabs. They have to be able to move. So you're just going to do a line of glue between each one of those. You don't want it to get on the inside of where your iris is either. So stay away from the edge because you don't want to glue that shut. You're going to take one of these and you want all of those tabs to be folded forward, and you're just going to place this right on. Just going to make sure all of my little tails are in there and they're going in towards the center as I glue this down. All right, and just kind of line it up, get it all lined up. Super simple, super easy, right? Now this is the way I do it. You can use whatever you want to use. You don't have to use this, but you don't want to get this part too tight. If you fold this over really, really tight when you go to fold these, this is what's going to happen. It's going to be really, really, and I mean really, I'm pulling on these, really hard to open. And the kids aren't going to be able to open and close them, the small kids. We want something that's going to open smoothly and easily, okay? And this is where that comes in. So I'm just going to take my straight pick. You can use anything that you have, just something small. Your Cricut one will work too. and just fold it over, and then just pull that out. This is just to ensure that you don't fold that over too tightly, okay? And all I'm doing is pressing down on my mechanism and then pulling that tab towards it just to give it some play, because all of those parts in there are going to be moving. So now that I have all of those folded, and you can see right here, see how I have a little bit of space in there? It's not folded completely tight over that. That's what you want. So now you're going to take this ring, and you don't glue this one. You just put it in here. Just set it in there. And now we're going to go on these tabs, just on the end of them, just a little dot of glue. Like so. Just a little bit of glue. And then you're going to line your ring up here, and then you're just going to fold these over and let them stick to that ring. Okay. And give it a second to dry. And while that's drying, we'll get these. Now, I'm using the domes on this one. I'm going to show you how to use Louise's dome too on the other one. But these are from my favorite things, and they don't have any sticky on them. These are ones I got from Michael's, I believe, and they have the sticky on them. But these are too small. These are the, I think, 1 inch or 1.5. 1.5. These are the 1.5. These are the 2s. They have a 1/2 inch dome, but Michael's sells a 2 inch with the 1/2 inch height. And it has the sticky on it. And if it has a sticky on it, it's fine. It's not going to hurt anything. All right, and I'm just going to flip this bunny over. I don't have, yeah, I do. This is just a vellum tape runner. I just want enough to hold it in place, to tack it for me while I'm working with it. And I'm just going to drop that dome in. I've got some paper or something in there. It's on the outside. I've got some static electricity. All right, so I'm just going to tack that on, just like so. And then I'm just going to check my mechanism, make sure that it's working, and it is, okay. With it closed, I want this handle to be right about here at my bunny ear. And you can make them meet, you can have it go up just a little bit right there. And then I'm just going to hold this in the center, and then I'm going to open it. I'm going to hold it here. It's really hard to do this part. Let's see. I'm just going to note that's where this little handle is right here. Okay. Mentally note. I want to open it up. And that was, this piece right here was right about here. So that shows me that my handle is going to end up right below the foot right here. And that's good. That's fine with me. I'm happy with that. So I'm just going to close it back up. And we are going to bring that, oops, flipped it over. There we go. Make sure you got it flipped the right way. All right. And now I'm just going to put some glue right here around the top. Stay away from the center. You don't want any glue there. And then we're just going to bring this guy in and twist it around. And I'm good with that right there. All right, I'm going to open it up. Perfect. Yay. So now it's open. So I've got it in a good position. And that's all you want to do, is just make sure that it's in a good spot. All right. Super easy. And now I'm going to be using, you can use foam squares, foam tape, whatever you want. I've got these shaker windows from Close to My Heart that had the little, with the shaker windows, you just use this outside ring, so you have all of these dots in the center. So I'm trying to use some of them up because I have a ton of them. And I'm just going to Put some on the ears, just to kind of even that out. And if you want to glue your ears instead, you can. It's totally up to you. I just preferred the foam squares. All right, no foam squares on this foot because you don't want to interfere with your mechanism opening. I'm just going to peel those off. Hi, Swirly. I missed you coming in. I'm catching up on chat while I peel these. If you're going to eat candy, you're going to eat the real stuff, not the sugar-free. I agree, Diana. I agree. All right. So now we have that. And then we have our little bunny here. And I'm putting glue, same as I did the front, all around this piece. Just so I get a little bit of slide so I can line it up before I get my ears on there stuck down. And then we're just going to line up everything. Get off of there. I didn't want you stuck yet. I knew I was going to do that. There we go. That's what the glue is for. So I can maneuver. Once you have it lined up, then you can, and I think I still missed, but you get the idea. And I left enough room here, so if you want to cut, and before you put it together, if you want to put their name on here, have it written on there, or use some foil iron-on, or you could use vinyl, put their names on here. Lots of things you can do. You can have it say Happy Easter, whatever you want. So now our little bunny is ready to fill. And I'm just using the M&Ms from, these are Easter M&Ms, or pastels, whatever you want to call them. And I just throw some in there, and it will automatically throw out any of them that you have too many for. Okay? Super easy. So when you go to close it, it will just toss out any that are, if you've got it too full, it will leave them out on the top, and you can put them back in the bag. Super easy. Hey, Christiana. Y'all are late, but not too late, because we're going to do it again. This one's going to be just a little bit different, because instead of using a pre-made dome, we're going to use Louisa's dome. They go together just so easy. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and start with the dome on this one. And I didn't get my red line tape ready. If I can see, I'm going to peel this plastic off of there. All right, and you're just going to fold. We did this with the gnome dome or the heart. She's got several files she used this in. So if you guys want to check out her YouTube and her profile in Design Space, she has several where she used this dome. But we did set up a file strictly for this dome and the fronts of these cards. So if you're making your own, you'll need those card fronts, and you'll need, I have a feeling I'm not supposed to be bending those. Yes, Bobby. I don't know if did you have to resize it? It might be resized, Bobby, but we do have a file, and it is in the link to is right here, and that is the link to this right here, so that you have the front. This is the little boy bunny. Oh, we got a back. I must have duplicated it. We have, you don't have to redo the back unless you want to. And then here's your dome, and here's the front of the bunny. Okay? And I didn't put it in the other file because it's not my file, it's Louise's file. And I didn't want to be sharing her image in my file and her not getting credit for it. I did not start working yet. My hand is doing much better. I'm folding that tab the wrong way. That bottom tab's supposed to come up. That's what I get for folding and reading chat instead of watching what I'm doing, right? Uh-oh, they found your candy stash. I can't see my score line. There we go. I think I got it. There's nothing wrong with the file. There's something wrong with my folding. Because I know I've done this one and it's a good dome. I was being lazy. I didn't want to have to create one, so I begged off on Louise. Oh, thank you. There we go. So I just folded it, is all I've done. Bottom tabs get folded, kind of like a Z fold, and then the little tabs. I'm going to try to use this vellum tape just because I can't do red line tape right now, guys. I'm just going to bring these together. You're just going to kind of, I don't really think they really need to be glued. It's so well made. You could probably just get by with doing the bottom tab itself, but for kicks and giggles, I will go ahead and glue all of them. I can't do a lot of picking at the red line tape right now, but that's what I would use if I were going to glue all of these smaller tabs. But personally, like I said, I would probably just bring them together and glue the one tab. I don't know if that tape is going to hold it for me, but we're going to try. See, I don't pay attention to my ugly vellum tape that shows on here. We're going to pretend it doesn't show. It wants to fight me. I'm going to do this the other way. It wants to fight, so we're going to do it this way. You really need the red line for that. I'm just going to bring them all to the inside. Try to, anyway. Still wants to fight me. Can I tell you how to create using other animals and stuff? Guys, I don't know if I'm going to be able to put this dome in there. It wants to fight, fight, fight. How did I get that up there? Okay. You guys get it. you know how this dome goes together. We did it on the Valentine's, so just redo it that way. Again, I can't do a lot of peeling of that tape. So that's where, it's not the file, it's me. And acetate wants to fight me. I got it almost in there. Mine's rough looking. Yours will look good. I promise yours will look good. Use your red line tapes and get them in there. Okay, so all I've done is use this, and you're going to get a lot higher height instead of this. That's all I've done. So that's all that you have to do to the front. I'm going to redo mine with another dome. I'm using a dome on mine, but I wanted you guys to have an option. All right, we're going to put the mechanism together one more time so that you guys can see how it goes. You're going to take one with all the holes in it. Yeah, it looks pretty good. It's just that I'm using a tape runner on it, and I would never use a tape runner on my acetate where it's going to show. But like I said, I can't peel all those tiny pieces of red line. I know I can't. So, but you guys use your red line tape on it. And again, you're going to line those two pieces up, get that tail lined up really good, and make sure all of those holes are lined up perfectly. And that's just going to make your handle sturdy, okay? The mechanism sturdy. And then you're going to take these 6 pieces again, and you're just going to put the tails to the top, your curve to the right, and you're going to pull those 2 tabs down. Super easy. I'm just kind of putting my thumb there, and then they're popping out, and I'm just grabbing them. You don't have to get a good fold on them. You just want to bring them in so that you can thread them. That's all we're doing. Because you're just going to thread them and open them back up. All right. And again, you're going to start. It doesn't really matter where you start, but I start to this first hole to the left of the handle and just open it up. And again, put this one in, go to the back and open it up. Oops, missed one of my tabs. There we go. I want to make sure both of those tabs get in there. There we go. All right, and then again, you're going to close them one on top of the other, okay? Just walk yourself around one on top of the other. All right, super easy. Then we're just going to flip it over, and we're going to put that glue, just a little line, right between all of those little mechanism tabs, and then we're going to glue this handle. You're going to take the solid one, make sure your arrow is going the right way, and you're just going to line it up. Oops, I said not to do this and then I did it. You really, really want to do this after you do this front tab. My apologies. Because if I pull those out when if I pull these out, I can't get them back in. Well, you can, it's just difficult. Fold all these tabs back. You can do it before or after you put it on this piece, doesn't matter. And then this piece right here goes to the front one. I'm just going to start twisting those in. I just find it easier to put these together this way. That one's my third one. Just make sure that you're going in a line. Or in order, not in a line, but in order. Did I skip one? I did. Oops, see? That will not work. I got to take it back out. So let me pull that out of there. That's why I say if it will not operate right if you skip one, and I skipped one. It happens. Just gonna take them back out. Okay. First one, first tab. Second one, I skipped a tab. Just gonna feed them all in. All right. There we go. And again, check it. Make sure it's going to open and close. And I did that other one. I closed it and did the tabs over. This one I'm going to leave it open just to show you can do it both ways. You're going to take one of the solid rings and you're going to go one line of glue in between each one. And you want to make sure all of these tabs are folded to the inside and glue this piece on. Super easy. Then you want to flip it over and put this one on. All right. And take your pick, whatever you have, just so you don't get it too tight, and fold the tabs over. Because if you get this too tight, it's not going to operate smoothly. It's going to hang up. Have to go. Sometimes you have to go under there to get to this one, but that's. And then you're just going to set this ring on top, no glue, and then you're going to glue all the tabs over. Line that up and just plop them over. Yeah, you could do these for anything. These will work. I think the hole that I cut in this, guys, was for your card fronts. I think it's 2.1. I got that one off just a little bit. Pull that one. So you can use almost any shape. The thing is you want to make sure that the shapes that you use is that they're wide enough to accommodate the mechanism, okay? And again, you're going to do the same thing with this one. Just going to bring this in. Okay. That looks good to me. I'm just going to glue this one down. I'm just going to put my glue all the way around with it closed. I want to make sure it's closed at this point. And we're just going to pop that right on. Okay. So that handle is up at the top. Super easy. And then you're going to put your foam dots. You want to make sure that you bring your handle down before you put your foam dots down here at the bottom. And the reason I'm using foam dots is because this is kind of thick, and that's going to help adhere that together. And just to make sure, just in case, I don't want to get any foam dots in the way of that. So I've got my foam dots on, leaving enough clearance for my handle to open. And then that's when I'm going to take this off because I'm going to cut another round one. I'm doing the rounds. I'm not doing the domes. But that's going to go right on top here. You're going to glue this, okay? And it's okay that with this on there, let me just bring that up. It's okay if you see some of this. It's not going to matter, especially if you cut your mechanism the same color as your bunny. That's not going to hurt anything. And you're going to put that on there. And of course, you want to glue all of your little decorative pieces on. Let me bring mine over here, because I'm going to cut another round front for mine. But you want to glue your nose, your eyes, your little flower at the bottom, and your bow tie. And then the boy bunny is the same, except I did little feet on him. I added those, and then I put the bow tie that was on the bow here as a bow tie for this one. Super easy and simple. So you guys know how to put the mechanism together and how to watch for your foam tape so that the mechanism is working. Super easy. Does anybody have any questions? I'm catching up chat here. You couldn't find the domes on my favorite things. They are called pouches. Let me see. Let me get this link for you here. I have it right here. There we go. And this is an affiliate link, guys. Oops, I left my H. It probably won't let you click on it for that. Let me try it again. There's the link to it, Mary Lou. Those will take you straight to the ones I just used. It is, and you can look it up on my favorite things too. It's item 4012. But if you go under supplies, I think it's under supplies, and it says pouches, shaker pouches. That's what they call them. They have the ones for the Hershey Nuggets, like you can do the 3 on a card of the Hershey Nuggets and encase them in the plastic bubble. They have those. They have the lip balms. They have all of them. Let's just take a look. Man. Let's see. If you go to supplies, and then let me make this bigger. Go to supplies, shaker pouches, and right here, these are the ones I used. They're called shaker treat pouches. They're on sale right now for $2.99. I would snap them up because I paid $5 for mine. And you get 10 of them. So at $2.99, you're talking about 30 cents a piece. If you've got a bunch of them, you can. The thing with these are for treats. As you can see that they picture here. These are for like your M&M treats. They're a 1/2 inch tall. That's the difference, because you can buy some domes. You can buy some domes where they're 2 inches, but they're only like 1/8 of an inch high, and you can't get any candy in them. So because they're made for sequins and stuff like that. So you need the ones that are for treats. But I did check, and the ones at Michael's are a 1/2 inch tall. They're the same. They're exactly the same, except they have the adhesive on them, and that's fine because you can just stick it down. It's not a big deal. Let me just show you guys that. If you're using the ones from Michael's that have these are too small. These are the smaller ones, but you're going to peel off that tape instead of putting the tape on the inside of the front and dropping it in to work with it. You're just going to peel off that tape, and you're going to place it over the top of your mechanism and then put your card front on. Okay? So it doesn't matter if it has it or if it doesn't have it. Because all I did with these is I put that tape just to help me hold it in place while I placed it. I just put it on the back of my front and then stuck it down. Okay. So, I believe so. Let me check at Michael's for you guys, because sometimes, right now, these are on sale for $2.99, and if you're getting a bunch of the shaker pouches from her, because they have the wine glass. I've used that in a file. Here's the nugget trio. I know it doesn't look like it, but that's got like the rolled top for the nuggets. It's really nice because it kind of separates your Hershey nuggets. So those are all in there. The balloon shakers, I have those. I think these are the smaller ones. But at Michael's, they're not called shaker pouches. They're called domes. Right here. And they're $6.99 at Michael's right now. Buy one, get one 50% off. So you get 11 pieces in there for $6.99, or you're going to get 22 of them for $10.50. So you can buy 2 of them for $6 over there and have 20. I would do my favorite things, but they are 2.5 inch. These are only. You have to be careful of this. That's what I'm saying. These are only a 1/4 inch high. They do have some that are a 1/2 inch, but they may be online only. Yeah, you need the ones that are a 1/2 inch high, not a 1/4 inch. The 1/4 inch won't work. Well, they will, but you're not going to get very many M&Ms in them. Here's a 12 pack right here. Oh, that's the Pro Pack right there. $50. You're going to get 12 of them. I think that's the same one. Yeah. Those are too short. I know I looked them up. The Sizzix ones. Those are the 2 inch. But the dome is only, it doesn't say. It doesn't say. I know that you're not going to get much in there. I've got some of those. Here's a thought, though. A lot of people are using the ornaments, the clear plastic ornaments, you can use those. Again, Louisa's, if you've got Cricut acetate on hand, Louisa's dome is the way to go. But let's see. Brown plastic. Well, they don't have them there. Let's try Amazon. Let's see. Let me slide this over in case it wants me to log in. I think it's a 2.5 inch dome ornament. Okay, here we go. You slide. There we go. I'm trying to slide it and it's not sliding. You can use these ornaments, but you need the 2.5 inch. And what they're doing is they're just using half the ornament. Does it say? 2.75. That one's a little large. But you can use these. I would hot glue them on to the front. Instead of just sticking them down with tape, I would glue them on. Here's a 2 inch clear. That will work. Your 2 inch. And you're going to get a lot more candy in these. 2.36. This one will work. But you're just going to hot glue them down. You're just going to use half of it and hot glue them down. Okay? I do not have one for Michael's Christiana. I used to, but they never paid, so I don't, it's not worth fooling with to have to get special links because I had to go and make the links and all of that, and it just wasn't worth it. I think I still have like $60 sitting over there that they have never paid me. I do have one for Amazon. Let me get you that one. That's the one I was just looking at. But if you can find one that's exactly 2.5, let me double check that measurement. 2 inch or 2.1, 2.6, something like that. This is an affiliate link to Amazon. There we go. Let's see. I'll tell you what size that is. This is the size that you need it to be. .1. So that 2 inch one that we looked at, that first one will work. That's the one you need, the 2 inch one. Let me go and pull that one back up and get you guys the right link. There we go. This is the one that you want, the 2 inch. You might be able to find them for less. I don't know. And this is, again, an affiliate link. I did. All of the links are easy to use and find on Linktree. I did put them in, I think I did put them on Patreon for you guys. But all of the links to Amazon, everything, my favorite things, everything is at that Linktree link. It's just a generic link to Amazon, though. You'll still have to look up the 2-inch ornament, but the one that I just put in chat is straight to that 2-inch ornament. And you can just use the half, and it's going to be a higher dome like the one that Louise has. So if you want to do it that way, and like I said, it's just going to be, I set that off to the side now. I don't know where I put it. But Louise's is going to give you more height, so you could put maybe Hershey Kisses in there instead of M&Ms. That's another thing that I meant to tell you guys. If you're using the one that Louise did, or you're using the 2-inch ornaments, like Christmas ornaments, and using the half ball, just cut off that tab or just leave it to the bottom, and you'll get Hershey Kisses in those if you don't want the lower profile. So that's another plus of using the one that Louise created, is you can get Hershey Kisses in there. Yes, thank you, Christiana. That's my Linktree. This is the way it looks. Super easy to use. Let's see. Let me just show you guys. I'm going to slide this over. If you go and on there, this is what it looks like when you go to the Linktree. And these are all the affiliates I use. Super easy. Let's see. Let's go. It's all in alphabetical order. So you can go down to my favorite things right here and click on it. And it's just going to open up their website for you, and you can go shopping and I will get credit. Super easy. So make sure you're taking advantage of that. I mean, I have everything on there. Cricut's on there too. Right here, USA and Canada. So if you need Cricut shopping, it will take you straight to it. All right, does anybody have any other questions? I'm so glad I got to see you guys tonight. I have been missing crafting with you guys. All right, Mama Bear. Well, that's going to wrap it up, guys. If you have any questions about the files, or you have any problems putting it together, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm here. Even if I'm not doing a schedule this month, I am here. I will help you. Again, thank you, Louise. Greatly appreciate your help on that this week. You're awesome. Guys, check out her channel. She has lots of awesome files, too. I've been missing you guys, so I've tried to catch Miss Rita this week, but I didn't see her on, I think it was Monday, and then Tuesday I was busy and forgot. So I'm going to try to catch her tomorrow if she's live. Yeah, mind blown. Yeah, I'm just trying to do some easy stuff right now and keep it all going smoothly. But don't forget, these cards came out this week for all of you guys too. Okay? You guys have a wonderful night. Have a great weekend, and I will catch you next week. I will see you throughout the weekend and during the first part of the week in the groups. Happy crafting!